Welcome everyone. Today we have a new Arknights Endfield GATCHA banner, raids, and also pity guide. Now looking behind me, I have written about 10 pages of the GATCHA raids related to all three of different character banners, starting from the beginner banner, standard banner, and also limited character banner. We'll look into the special banner raids, special banner pities, and what are the chances of getting certain characters, including soft pity, early pity, hard pity, and also any of the hidden raids, hidden pities that is available in this new gacha game. There's quite a bit of notes to go through, and I do recommend you guys use the timestamps below for different banners and also different strategies. We'll briefly talk about the strategy as well. We'll also be looking into the weapon banner, which seems to be more free-to-play friendly, but there is quite a bit of system behind it as well as to how to get the weapon banner currency, how to go for the weapon banner, how to look into the weapon banner pities, and there's even more information as to the rewards and also special pulls from the weapon banner as well. So stay tuned for this video. This one will be a little bit longer because I have taken the time to understand and also learn the gacha system. It seems very overwhelming at the start, but if you use the timestamps and also our notes, it should help you understand this game and also plan for the gacha system. So, as you can see behind me, I have done a number of researches online about the gacha system related to this particular new gacha. Now personally, I didn't get the time to play the beta and I wasn't a familiar player for Arknight, the original game. So here I do want to say credits and also shout out to KyoStinV over here. I have learned a lot of the system and also learned the gacha system from his video. And you can see some of the screenshots we use over here as reference as well. So, right away with Arknights Endfield, the gacha system have a character rarity between 4-star, 5-star, and also 6-star. You can see those characters are color-coded in purple, gold, and also red in terms of rarity. Red is the rarest character as 6-star characters. Now currently in the game and during the beta, and it's likely at the launch of the game, there will be 3 character banners. And this will include the standard banner character, standard banner characters, which are 5 of the 6 stars that is available at the moment. And there will be a limited banner, which will be character that only available on this banner and 2 more banners afterwards, which will explain the special system. And then there will be a beginner banner. So in order to make things a little easier, we're going to start on the easiest and also most accessible banners for the new players for the launch of the game. And this will be the beginner banner. So the beginner banner have a maximum of 40 pulls. And at 40 pull, you'll be getting a lot of freebies and also new rewards guaranteed, which is for beginners, of course. So those beginner banner currencies can be obtained by playing the story, and also it takes around 1 to 2 hours of gameplay to obtain up to 40 of the special headhunting permits, which can be used for beginner banner summons only. You can summon up to 40 times on the beginner banner. Now, what are the freebies from the beginner banner? It is 1 guaranteed 6-star standard banner character on the 40th pull or the 40th summon. It is possible from some of the players that you can get multiple 6 stars if you are lucky enough from those 40 summons, but usually 1 6-star is guaranteed. Now, we are also guaranteed a 5-star after every 10 summons, and this is the same feature for all the banners, 1 5-star after 10 summons. But if you happen to be getting a 6-star out of those 10 summons, it is possible to have the 6-star overwriting the 5-star. Which is not a problem, of course, it's an upgrade, right? So, at the 40th summon on the beginner banner, you're also guaranteed to get a 6-star weapon selector. Those are standard weapons, but you can pick any of the weapons you wanted. So, to summarize for the beginner banner, I guess let's look at the rates. The rates for the beginner banner and also all the character banners are the same, but the pities are different. So, to understand this, as you summon each character at once or 10 times summons, you have 0.8% chance of getting the character with a single summon, or 8% chance of getting the character for a 10 times summon. And this is the base rates of all the character summons in the game, which is quite important because this will also relate to the pity and also other special rates. So, to summarize the beginner banner, you'll be doing the stories for 1 to 2 hours, and then you'll be able to obtain your first 6-star character. And once you obtain the 6-star character, most players may be using a weapon selector to select the weapon that is using and usable by your new 6-star character. It is quite self-explanatory, and most players will follow this path. I will have a rerolling guide and also guides for the best 6-star standard characters in the future videos. So for now, just keep in mind the beginner characters is where the raids and also guarantees are very friendly for 40 summons for those PTs. So let's go to the next banner. Now that we understand the rates of the base characters are those shown over here, the next banner we'll be looking at is going to be the standard banner. So we'll be going to the limited banner very soon. But to understand the PTs and system, it's better to use the standard banner. And over here, our friend KyoStinV over here have a very good infograph system to guide with all the summary notes as related to the standard banner. I did take a screenshot, but in order to help us to understand a little bit better, I also have a number of notes to understand the standard banner a little bit better. So here we have the notes for the beginner's banner. As we mentioned earlier, this is the easiest part to understand the banners, and then we have the standard banner. So how does the standard banner work? Firstly, the hard PT starts at every 80 summons. So after every 80 summons collectively or accumulatively on the standard banner, you're guaranteed to get one 6-star character. Now during this time, I want to warn you guys, it is not recommended to use your premium currencies on the standard banner unless you have so much currency and you're waiting so much. Usually players save those for the limited banner characters, but this helps you to understand the basic PT system of the game. So every 80 summons, you're guaranteed one of the 6-star standard banner characters, and every 10 summons, you'll be getting a 5-star character. Now here we'll be introducing a new PT system. After 65 summons, every summon made by the player will increase your chance of finding a 6-star character by 5%. And here from the infograph over here, you can see previously on the 65th summon, you're enjoying 0.8% chance. And on the 66th summon, it is 5.8% chance of getting your 6-star character. And the rates goes up by 5% each summon. So if you guys want to min and max the summons, usually after 65 summons, this is when you can start doing single summons compared to previously doing multiple 10-time summons. And you can see rates goes up to as high as 70.8% on the 79th summon. And if you still don't get your 6-star character, you'll be 100% on the 80th summon, which counts back to this hard pity. Now there are some additional features to the standard banner. After summoning 300 times, there is a one-time reward, only once, that you can select any of the 6-star characters as a 6-star character selector that is available in the game as a standard banner character. So this is a 6-star standard banner selector after 300 summons. Now a lot of gacha games do have this system, so it is not a surprise, and this helps us to understand the basic PT system that will be very useful for the next part. So, coming over to the limited banner characters, or the limited time banner. Those banners usually have a time limit, and those banners are usually the ones that you want to spend your premium currency. Again, the infograph information over here is a collective summon, but let's break it down slightly. So, firstly, now the PT system is changed slightly. The previous hard PT is now a soft PT. How does this work? So, after every 80 summons collectively or cumulatively on the limited time banner, you're guaranteed a 6-star. But this 6-star can be either limited banner character or a standard banner character. So what does this mean? So this means that this is the soft PT that is available in the game. Now this particular PT is going to be carried over to the next banner if the current banner expires. Now, there is a first catch for this new gacha game, is that unlike Genshin Impact and also Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, there's no guarantee after losing your 50-50. So you have a 50% chance of getting your limited banner character, which is usually what players want, and 50% chance of getting a standard banner character. But there's no guarantees that you will be guaranteed. If you fail once, the next time you can still fail again. So this is something I don't think a lot of players from other games will enjoy, but there is a small compensation as you're going to see in the later parts. So we now have an early PT system. The early PT system is when we look at after 65 summons, the rates will actually go up for the limited banner characters as well. So what you want to do is, after 65 summons, you usually want to do single summons for your first 6-star character, which is increasing by rates of 5% per summon. Now, there are some special pities related to the limited time banners. Now, over here, those limited time guarantees are differentiated between one-time use only or multiple usage. So the first one we have is that if you have not gotten the limited banner character by the 120 summons, on your 120th summon, you are guaranteed to get the limited banner character. So what that means is, I'll give you guys a scenario very soon. If you are not lucky on the 80th summon, if you're not lucky on the cumulative summon, you're still guaranteed to get your first limited banner character 6-star as a super hard pity on the 120 summon. This is a one-time only and only available if you have not found the limited banner character yet. And this particular pity does not carry over to the next limited time banner. So it is getting a little overwhelming. I'll have a summary for you guys very soon. Now, after every 240 summons, you're guaranteed to get a limited banner operator token, which is used for character duplications, which goes up to 5 different character duplications, I believe. And this also does not carry over. And finally, every 10 summons, you'll be getting a 5-star character as a minimum reward. So that might seem a little overwhelming, right? But there's a little bit more I want to go with you guys. Then we go through some examples. So on each of the limited time banner, there is a system called the headhunting dozer. Let me try to show you guys over here. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see this is one of the screenshots of the limited banner character, and this is Rarity. I could not pronounce character names. So you can see here's a small icon. So after 60 summons, you can be getting a headhunter dozer as a one-time reward. This is a cool system that rewards you for summoning at least 60 times on a limited time banner. So this particular item will reward you 10 times free summons on the next limited time banner, and this must or can only be used on the next limited time banner. So this is rewarding players who actually summons at least 60 times on the current limited time banner. And this means on the next banner that comes, you get a 10 times summon, which is not bad. Now, further that, the limited time banner character, once the banner expires, it will still stay available and also can be obtained for the next 2 banners. And so how that works is, let's say if the limited banner character is this Rarity character, the red character, this character will go to the off banner. So if you lose the 50-50, there's a chance of obtaining this character as one of the wrong 50-50 in the future banners for 2 more banners. And again, the next limited banner character that comes in will go to the future banners as a wrong 50-50 banner character for 2 banners. So this is one of the developers' ways of reducing and also offsetting the pain of missing the 50-50. Because the limited time banners do not have a way of taking away the 50-50, so there's always a chance of missing the 50-50. But now that because there's a way of obtaining the previous limited banner character, which lasts for 2 banners, there's, I guess, less punishment for losing the 50-50. So that seems a little overwhelming. So let's go through some of the scenarios which will help you guys understand how the limited banner works. Let's say if I'm summoning on the limited banner and the rate up units I'm looking for is, of course, I want rate up units, right? If I get this character before my 60 summons, that means I have won the 50-50. I no longer have the one-time guarantee for the 120 summon. And let's say if I wasn't this lucky on the first scenario, I can obtain my limited banner character between 65 to 80 summons, which is when the, I guess, the soft PT or the rate boost starts. So again, this means I have won the 50-50 and I did not get to the hard PT or the ultra hard PT. Now the third scenario is that I am guaranteed to get a 5-star or 6-star character on the 80th summon. But between the 80 summons, there's a 50% chance of getting the right character, there's a 50% chance of getting the wrong character, but the 50% chance of getting the wrong PT means that we have a chance of getting the previous limited banner character that has moved for 2 banners into the wrong PT section. So you can see from the previous notes about the banners and also the transition of the characters moving into the next two banners. So this is one of the developers' way to reduce the pain of getting the wrong 50-50. So in that sense that it is guaranteed for us to get the limited banner unit at the final ultra hard pity at 120th pull. And hence the recommendation, I guess, from the savings perspective and also from the player's perspective is that we want to save at least 60 summons so we can guarantee to get the head hunting dozer. That means 10 free summons for the future banner. And that is a pretty hefty saving, right? After we have gotten 60 savings or 60 summons, we want to aim for at least 80 summons. And this will give us the, I guess, the first soft pity for a 50% chance of the limited banner character. And finally, we want to save at least 120 summons on the limited banner on one banner to guarantee ourselves the chance of getting the guarantee of the 6-star for the ultra hard pity. So this is when you're super unlucky. Now during this time, it is possible to consider a second not 100% guarantee strategy. Some players may be saving for 80 summons, and when they're saving for 80 summons, and if they don't get the limited banner character, then they can hope for the next two limited banners when they actually get the wrong pity, so they miss the 50-50, and when they miss the 50-50, there's a chance of them to get the previous limited banner character. But again, this is not a guarantee, and you're pretty much drawing between the standard banner characters and also the previous limited banner character for a much lower chance of getting those characters. So to summarize, for the limited banner, a lot of players are recommending to at least save for 60, then 80, then 120 per banner for the guaranteed summons. And this really depends on how lucky you are. And you can see in the previous scenarios, some of those chances are much likely and also much more rewarding if you find your limited banner character before the 120 summon. Now hopefully the limited banner character system is not too overwhelming. It did take me a while to understand the system and also to come around it. We'll have additional banner guides and also gacha raids and also more guides for you guys as I get more information and also more samples for the game once the game is available for patch 1.0. So coming over to the weapon banner. This is supposed to be more player friendly, and you can see the reasons behind it. There will be a weapon banner shop. So in that shop, there will be weapons that is resetting and also refreshing daily. There will be weapons and resetting and also refreshing weekly. The daily refreshes for the weapons are 4 to 5 stars, while the weekly refreshes for the weapons are 5 to 6 star weapons. You can buy those weapons outright with the arsenal tickets, which can be obtained by summoning characters. Each time you summon characters, for each of the 6-star characters you obtained, you'll be getting 2,000 of those tickets. 5 stars will provide us 200, and also 4 stars will provide us 20 of those tickets. Those may be subject to change at the launch of the game, but I think they will stay this way for a majority of the game, because to do a weapon gacha, it will cost you 1,980 of those tickets. So keep in mind, what I believe is you can buy a standard banner weapon for about 2,480 of those tickets. But if you want a limited banner exclusive weapon, which is on the weapon banner for your limited banner character, then you have to come to the weapon gacha system. So the weapon gacha system will feature one of the exclusive weapons and also a number of the standard banner 6-star weapons. The cost of this banner summon is 1,980, and you can only do 10 times summons. You cannot do single summons. The rates for the weapon banner 6 stars is much higher than the character banner, which is, I think this is 5 times higher. So previously it was 0.8, now it's 4%. And the takeaway or the drawback is there's a huge chance of missing the exclusive weapon. So if you look at this summary over here, it is 25% chance of getting the right exclusive weapon. There's a 75% chance to miss. So this is a huge takeaway. So even though the rates are 5 times higher, there's 1 in 4 chance of getting the right weapon and then 3 in 4 chance of getting the wrong weapon. But that said, because you're technically not spending premium currency, you're spending somewhat of a recycling currency from summoning characters, at the very start of the game, you're likely to get a lot of those tickets which can allow you to summon for those weapons, or you can be saving to buy those weapons outright for 2,480. But if you're buying a weapon which refresh weekly, I believe this is only available to the standard weapons. For the exclusive weapon, you'll still have to summon for those. So, since you know the basic rates and also the 50-50 or 75-25, let's look at the weapon banner summary notes over here. Oh, the weapon banner pity system is focused on a 40 summon system. So every time you summon for 40 weapons, you're guaranteed to have a chance of getting the exclusive limited banner weapon or the standard banner weapon. We'll call this one the soft pity. Because there's always a 25 chance of getting the right weapon, likely you'll be summoning a lot over here because there's a lot of wrong weapons that can be obtainable. So there's no guarantee after getting one wrong weapon, there's no guarantee you might get the right weapon. So it's always 25 and also 75. So what is a guarantee on the weapons banner is that after 80 pulls or by the 80th pull, if you have not gotten your exclusive limited banner weapon, this will guarantee you one of those weapons. So this is a one-time only 80 summons for one of those exclusive weapons that you see over here. So in order to save for the weapons banner, it is recommended to have 80 summons. And 80 summons will mean that you need about 16,000 of those tickets. To get 16,000 of those tickets, you have to be summoning a lot of characters. So those are the rates of those characters and also weapons. Now, each of the weapons do not share their pities or counters with different weapon banners. So if you summon one of the characters' unique limited banner weapon, this does not carry over to the other banners, and this does not carry over with and also between the different weapon banners. There's also additional rewards for summoning a lot of weapons on the same weapons banner. So what you can see over here is, this is a good tally. So this is a multiples of 10. Every 40, you'll be getting one of those 6-star weapons. On the first 80, you're guaranteed to get your limited banner weapon if you have not found it yet. By the 10th summon, you'll be rewarded with a 6-star standard weapon selector. And by the 180 summon, you'll be rewarded with one of those exclusive limited banner weapons you have started summoning with from the shop. So, simply to break it down, on the 100 summons, you get a 6-star standard weapon selector. On the 180 summon, you get the exclusive weapon you came for. And this repeats after every 80 summon, you'll be getting a selector or you'll be getting an exclusive weapon. So this again is trying to get you to focus on summoning a lot on the weapons banner, one of the weapons banner. And because a lot of those pities and also combinations do not carry over to the next weapon banner, so the game is really rewarding players who save up a lot of the currencies from the character summons, because those currencies are coming from character summons, right? And using those character summons, you'll be able to summon a lot of weapons and even getting multiple weapon selectors. And finally, of course, every 10 summons on the weapons banner is guaranteed a 5-star weapon. This is a pretty basic guarantee. So how does this work if you are summoning on the weapons banner? It is recommended to save at least 40 to 80 summons because this will guarantee at least one of your exclusive weapon. And other than that, if you really want to go further, saving 100 summons will give you a 6-star weapon selector. So if you're short on 6-star weapons, saving for 100 summons on the weapon banner may be the best way. The next milestone will be 180. So saving for 60, saving for 40, saving for 80, and finally saving for 100 are the 3 breakpoints for the weapon pity system, or the weapon banner system. So let me write this for us over here. So ideally you want to save for 40, and then 80, and then 100 of those ticket summons for the weapons banner. And in terms of the arsenal ticket, this will mean about, I'm going to do a rough calculation. This will mean 8,000 tickets, and this will mean 16,000 tickets, and this will mean about 2,000 tickets. Now, this is the rough estimation of how much tickets you need to summon for 100 summons. Very rough estimation, as you can see, it doesn't cost 2,000, it costs 1,980. Wow, that should summarize all the things related to the 4 different banners to the Arknights Endfield. And the notes will be available for you guys. Again, I do recommend coming over to our YouTube guide over here from KyoStinV over here, because his YouTube video is what I learned most of the gacha system. I did watch a number of other videos as well, but they're not as in-depth and they don't provide as much information as his video did. So a big shout out and also credits to this particular guide. And as usual guys, the notes will be available for you guys in the links below. Hopefully combining both of the information from the images and also written notes, this can give you a better understanding in the gacha system and also the hidden pities and also the recommendations of how you want to approach to this new gacha game. Usually I'll look into the rates, the chances, and also then we look into the tier list of those characters. What are some of the best 6-star standard banner characters? What are some of the best teams for the limited banner characters? And what are some of the best weapons for those characters? I'll be looking into those guides in the future, so make sure you subscribe and also stay tuned for those updated videos. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering everything related to Arknights Endfields, relating to the builds, the characters, and also ways of getting promo codes and additional freebies, explorations related to the game. So make sure you subscribe for the latest update and also news related to the game, and also more updates for new patches to come in the future.